faceoffs.
Geez, I don't know where to begin on that one. I've been in a lot of games, and that was about as thrilling of a win as I could have ever imagined. It was, first of all, before I kind of talk about the game, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that helped us win tonight. Our equipment guy, Cam Parker, our trainer, Dan Hickey, our student manager, Carson Marsh, Ricky Babcock, who's one of the rink workers. Those guys were down there. They were running around in between periods of the overtime, getting water, getting Gatorades, getting guys some snacks that they could eat, and it does make a huge difference, and those guys aren't going to get any credit, but I thought it was worthwhile to mention them because they were a big part of us winning tonight. But I think the biggest thing that I take out of tonight is that there's a lot more that we can give that our guys didn't really know that they could give. They really dug deep, and they did it for a long period of time. And sometimes when you're going through the bulk of the season and you're getting into end of January and February and the season's getting long and practices are long and video sessions are long and lifts are long, this is all the reason why you do it, because you get into a game like this and you're prepared for it. And I couldn't be more proud of the effort that they gave. The one thing that stinks for them is that that's what I'm going to expect every night now, because they did it for 6 periods, so that's what we're expecting every night. But it was great, and these two guys on the side of me had obviously a huge hand in it, but so did the other 20 guys that were in that locker room tonight.
So many ups and downs tonight in the game. It seemed like it lasted forever. How was it for you specifically in your mind throughout the whole game there, especially in the overtime?
Yeah, regulation, you kind of, it was different once we got to overtime, and then once we got into the second overtime, and then when we got every overtime, it became less and less about coaching. And all I was trying to do in the second and third overtime is just make sure that I knew who our matchups were and who was going out next. Just tried to stay positive on the bench and encourage the guys, because it's not about X's and O's at that point. It's just about will. And, our guys they wanted it. They played desperate hockey, and they had a lot of will, and they made it happen. And we've been talking about that all year, that we don't want to just tap our toe in the water and see how it is before we jump in. We want to jump head first in tonight, and that's what we did, and we did it for 6 periods, and it was a lot of fun to be around. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it was a lot of fun to coach, and I'm glad to, I'm really proud of them and proud to be their head coach.
Yeah, last night you said not just the players have letters, but everybody had to look in the mirror and come back with their best effort. Tell me how your team played in front of you today.
Well, I mean, it was a really ballsy win on our part tonight. Starting from the senior class, I mean, Jake Uso, Tommy Dwyer, and Nyland Nagy really stepped up, and they led us tonight. I mean, Use drew that penalty in overtime, and we scored kind of right after the power play. But no, through the team, I mean, everybody stepped up and gave it their all tonight.
TJ, you guys had 60 shots on the night. How does the offense keep plugging away, keep trying to get in the back of the net? 2 goals to show for it, that's all you guys needed, but 60 shots is a lot.
Yeah, 60 shots is a lot. At a certain point, you just forget about how many you have, and you just keep going. It's kind of like Coach was saying, we have these practices that we could do for hours and hours. It just becomes habit, and so we're really just relying on our good habits at that point, and we're just doing what we know and what we've been taught by Coach, and it ended up working out, which is very nice.
Matt, how is it for you guys as players as the overtimes keep piling up? What's the mentality in the locker room?
Just that we need the next goal. No, but we just kept re-emphasizing that we had to stick to our game plan, and that the results would take care of themselves. I mean, we had numerous scoring chances that kind of, I don't know how many posts we hit there in the overtimes, but no, the guys' attitude was positive. Everybody was up throughout all 6 periods, so I think that was huge for us.
How do you feel?
TJ, take us through that game winner.
Yeah, so, sorry. My line mates were doing a great job. They got it on the forecheck and threw it up to the point there. And I was pretty gassed at that point, so I was like, oh, man, I should probably get off the ice. But then the point had the puck, so I was like, okay, I got to go to net. And he threw it in, it just bounced right to me, and I don't know, I just kind of shot it and went in, I think. I don't know.
How did it feel?
It felt really, really, really good.
how do you guys come back and do it again tomorrow? You've earned the right to play another day, so in less than 24 hours at this point, you lose an hour, so. Come
Yeah.
back and do
Oh,
it all
wow.
over.
Yeah, daylight savings, right? I don't know. I think boys are going to be amped up. It's game 3 in the playoffs. It's not going to be an issue of energy, and we've been working really hard all year, so we'll be fine.
I think it's the same thing. It's going to be just, when you get to that game 3 and after the overtime game today, it's really going to be the team that just sticks with it and the team that wants it more. It's not really about, it's not about any crazy diagrams or anything that you draw up. It's just going to be about will and going out there and working really hard. But the one thing I'll say about Niagara and the 2 games so far, it just speaks to the strength of our league. And, they had a disappointing regular season, but they're a really good hockey team, and we've gone toe-to-toe with them for, over 3 games now. And we'll go toe-to-toe with them again tomorrow night. And I wouldn't expect the game to be any different tomorrow night than it was tonight and than it was last night. 2 teams battling and laying it all on the line. And anyone that, has a free night at 8:05 tomorrow night would be a great take, I think, on a Sunday night.